Hi guys, ArchieLuxury channel. Today I'm doing a paid review. This is for my good friend David. This is reference Z10. Before I start there, quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing a my Rolex Milgauss. Okay, here we go. This is from David. Hello, David. And he says here, "Hi, Arch. I'm a big fan of enjoy your style of humor. I'm curious what your thoughts are on my collection. And I'd personally make any changes. I'm sure you'd get rid of the Seiko. I sent you some funds via PayPal because I know you don't do shit for free. I'll start off by saying I've been fascinated with watches and horology for as long as I can remember. I've just never owned anything noteworthy until about 2 years ago. Throughout my whole life, I've only owned cheap quartz watches. Like I said, I've always had an appreciation for fine timepieces. I personally couldn't justify the cost for some odd reason. This brings me to my first purchase. From the first time I saw this watch at its release, which I believe was 2010, I knew I had to own it one day. I finally decided to buy myself the watch for my 32nd birthday. This, of course, is the gorgeous Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Control Moon 39mm in stainless steel. In my opinion, there isn't a better dress watch out there. It's perfect. My next purchase was an SKX 009. I absolutely love this piece, and it's my primary watch. Primary watch. It's perfect to wear daily, especially with the day-date complication. I also find extreme beauty in the simple yet clean dial, which I often find myself simply staring at. Next came along my Tudor Black Bay, with the red bezel and the ETA movement. This was a graduation present from my mom, and I'll cherish it for the rest of my life. I put it on an Everest rubber strap, which makes it the perfect piece for those sweaty summer days. I love the simplicity of the watch with no complications other than the 3 hands. It's super quick to set and it's ready to go in no time. When I first started collecting, I wasn't really a fan of Rolex. No. But as many of you know, the more time we spend collecting, the more we start to gravitate towards this brand. The watch that spoke to me most was the GMT Master 2. I greatly prefer the classic black bezel and dial with Rolex green GMT hand and text. Of course, I began to seek out this watch at the worst time, during the Rolex stainless steel shortage. I was only going to buy new as I've only purchased used pieces. I was only going to buy new as I've only purchased used pieces up until this point. I wanted something brand new and wanted to see what the retail experience was all about. Also, retail costs was less than current used prices. I work in corporate finance and will never pay a markup for anything. I know people do it all the time, but it's simply foolish. I searched for this watch for over a year, calling and visiting dozens of retail locations throughout my home state. Most of the reactions were the same. They'd kind of snigger and say how difficult the watch was to get. Obviously, this began to put a bad taste in my mouth about the brand, but I'm a rather obsessive person and I had to get the GMT. So after about a year of looking, I spontaneously took a trip to purchase a car in Colorado. Minutes before I was going to drive my new car back to California, I decided to give the local jeweler a call, and wouldn't you know it, they had one black bezel, black dial GMT Master 2 in stock. I rushed right over and bought my Grail watch. I'll add, this piece of retail experience was a very pleasant one, and I'm happy I stuck to my guns. This brings me to my final purchase. I wanted a manual wind chronograph, and in the back of my mind have wanted something in a precious metal. I've always liked the Man on the Moon, but it just seems to be too ambiguous for me. Yes, I know I own a Rolex and an SKX. I came across Tag Heuer CS3140 and was love at first sight. This watch perfectly checked all the boxes for me. Manual wine, chronograph, 18K gold, and since it's true to the original re-edition, its vintage factor is more than there. Even though the watch is a re-edition of a 1964 version, it's almost a 25-year-old watch now. So that in itself, by definition, vintage. At this point, my collection is complete, and I'm not a collector or of anything else. I'm more of a minimalist and can't stand clutter or mess. Fuck! No clutter or mess. He hasn't seen my fucking studio. You want to see my clutter or mess? Look at this fucking filthy studio, hey? No clutter or mess. Jesus Christ. But was happy to make an exception for these mechanical works of art. Thank you for your time, Archie, and keep up the good work. So, collection review. Let's have a look here. He's got a Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Control Moon 39mm. Yes. Jaeger-LeCoultre, great brand. Be careful buying that new. That's it's a bit late to say this now because I think you've already pulled the trigger, Sunshine. He's already pulled triggers. Triggers have been pulled, and there is no refunds, I don't think. The Seiko SKX. Look, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Why the fuck does anyone buy a Seiko when they got a Rolex? Rolex, man. Go Rolex. Don't buy these Seikos. Seikos are for people. The only reason I promote Seiko is to stop the burglar from stealing your Rolex. Okay? You got a Tudor Black Bay. Yes, that's nice. Keep that. The GMT Master 2 black. That's beautiful. I actually quite like it with the green hand. I want to add a two-tone GMT to my collection, the ceramic with the green hand. Yes. And then you got the 1964 Carrera reissue. Beautiful piece. Yeah, I quite get it. Actually, that 5-piece combo meal deal extravaganza, yes, I think it works. I think the Jaeger-LeCoultre, you've got your Tudor. This is actually quite a balanced collection. We've got the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Control as our dress. We got the Tudor as our diver. The GMT Rolex as our GMT function. Chronograph in a Hoya, which Hoya's got such a good name in chronographs. And the Seiko Shitter. Seiko Shitter. We've got the Shitter as a Seiko Shitter. What would I buy? Well, you're saying you're a minimalist. Yes, I get it. I think maybe it's time to stop, David. That's quite a nice. That's actually a really good collection. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You've got everything. Tick all the boxes. You just want a few watches. You can different occasions. I think that's a nice 5-piece combo meal deal. Hunger Buster. I can't see what else. You're minimalist. You're only young guy. What are you, mid-30s now? I think that might be it. You got a Rolex. You got a Tudor. You got a Jaeger-LeCoultre. I mean, you got all your bases covered, man. You got your bases covered. I think the only thing to get down the track, maybe a Breguet down the track. Breguet Type 20 would be really cool. An Amiga Speedmaster Man on the Moon. Maybe just push ahead a bit with the chrono. Well, it depends if you want to be a collector or you want to be a minimalist. Yeah. I think a Moon watch could go nicely in there. Yeah, I think the Moon watch would be a nice addition. It's a nice. You got a few good pieces there. No. That's. Some people don't want massive collections with shit everywhere. No. I get it. I get it. I think. I get it. Don't worry. I do get it. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. No. That's okay. You can do that. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's completely fine with me. I think that could have legs. It has legs. Fuckers. It has legs. Yeah, I think that's quite reasonable. What more do you want? A couple of watches, 5 watches, even a Seiko Shitter. The Seiko Shitter. So 4 watches and 1 Shitter. That's okay. That's not too bad. That's not bad at all. It's a nice little collection. Robust little collection there. What more could you really want? That's okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. There you go. Pontiff's approval. I've approved it. It's okay. 5-piece meal deal. Hunger buster. Hunger buster, fuckers. Hunger buster. Arr, hunger buster, fuckers. Hunger buster. I'm Paul Pluta. This has been a paid review. These paid reviews, they keep me full-time on YouTube because man cannot live on Google Ads alone. No, he can't. He can't. He will fucking die. He will die, man. He will fucking die. Let me tell you that now. He will die. He will die. He needs more than Google Ads. He needs more than Google Ads. So I would have to say, yeah, man, keep it coming. $50 US for a paid review. Remember, like, subscribe, and tell your fuckhead friends. And don't forget to put a few really nasty comments down below. Fuckers! Hey guys, ArchieLuxury channel, ArchieLuxury Unemployed Vlogs. I'm just want to tell this video here for Patreon. Patreon lets you sponsor me. You can sponsor me as little as $1 a month. And I do special things for Patreon viewers. I do a lot of time browsing YouTube. I'm trying to find, creative energy and seeing what competitors are doing. So if I find a really good video, I copy the URL and I actually send the good videos to my Patreon sponsors. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to Thailand. Okay, I am going to Thailand. I'll be leaving the 8th of February and I'll be returning by the 12th of February. It's only a very short trip. I'm available to meet. If you are a Patreon supporter, free of charge. If you're not a Patreon supporter and you will be in Bangkok, I'll be staying in Soi Nana. I'd love to catch up with any fans, And let me just tell you something else. I'm starting a new series. This is only for Patreon supporters. Finding Nana Kim. Nana Kim. You know Nana Kim. Yes, finding Nana Kim. So I'm actually going to be really hunting down that lady. I'm going to be looking around Nana, finding Nana Kim. And this series is only going to be for Patreon supporters. So if you are a Patreon supporter, you will get links to Finding Nana Kim. It's a 10-part docudrama on my struggles to find Nana Kim in Bangkok's busiest red light district. The other thing I'm going to be doing is a little bit later on is we've got a new docudrama called Samantha and Biscuit. This is the story of the lower middle class and how wristwatches can enter their lives. So I've got this series, Samantha and Biscuit, is only going to be for Patreon supporters. Patreon supporters. So Finding Nana Kim and Samantha and Biscuit. These are two award-winning docudramas coming to the ArchieLuxury channel for Patreon supporters. Patreon, it allows you could spend a little as $1, one lousy dollar a month, and you will get all this shit. You could spend more. You can sponsor me $5, $10, any amount you want. Come on, guys, work with me, not against me. I need Patreons. I need some Patreons. So, guys, have a think about it and sponsor me to see Finding Nana Kim, fuckers!